Yes, sir. Trade of the day is going to be NIO. It's NIO. Of course, you have Tesla reporting earnings, and the EV space was going downside, mostly the Chinese EVs. As always, Trade of the day brought to you by Day Trade the World. Check that QR code below. Get your trading journey started. Getting started today, sometimes you gotta keep it simple. Now, granted, I've been talking about XPeng and its weakness for a couple of weeks now and liking those shorts. But in NIO, I'm not even going 15 or 60-minute chart. This is the daily, so you get an idea where we were at the beginning of last year. I mean, 2021, this is a $40 stock, but I really just want to focus on, since it made that recent high here, maybe mid last year, toward the end of last year, it has just been all downside on NIO. And then you had this level right there back in April. It's $11.70. That was that big monster low. Of course, we end up testing that here today. And it's as simple as this. Right at the open, or like right before the open, we're sitting in the middle between 12 even and that 1170. So we're sitting at about 1180. And this is pretty binary at this point. If you don't break that low, test it at the open, and then break out at 12, okay, you've rejected the all-time low. I'm okay with going long. Throw a 12 long breakout, throw the stop at 30, have NIO run to the upside. That is not what happened at all. What ends up happening is the initial test is to the upside, rejects it at 80. You know I like pop and fade as an idea. And then once you broke that 70 level, it's like engage in the short. I did scalp some out right away. I actually got slipped pretty decently into the 60s. Slippage meaning when it broke that 70 level, I wasn't short right away at 68 or 69. I was slipped down to 60. Fortunately, and this is the important thing about that trade, it ends up holding that channel. We always talk about being patient. It holds the bottom of that channel. I scalped some out there. You're not really seeing a 50 break, 1150 break, and then it tries to retest the high up here at 1170. I mean, is it really going to be that simple? It retests the low, the 52-week low, gets broken and retested to the upside and rejects cleanly at that price level. That's a re-entry if I've ever seen it. We jump on that re-entry, again, scalps them out, it breaks the low, some more scalps out. When this 50 level starts holding, $11.50, $11, $12, these even dollar levels sometimes have a massive bid on it. So as it continued to hold that level, I took more shares out. Here's where it gets hairy. If you're watching our live show, at this particular moment, the market was trying to grind upside. NIO was holding weakness. XPeng, which I was also short, was holding weakness. CCL, which I was also short, was holding weakness. So when this pop came in, I had some choices to make when the market started to roll over. It rejected 37.40. You can check the timing on the ES. E-minis, 37.40 rejected. NIO starts to roll over. XPeng roll over. CCL roll over. I was at 1, 2, 3, punching into more shorts in those two, and I missed on NIO. I didn't actually get it because it was the third one I went to. That was probably the mistake right there because NIO was the weakest, but didn't get that re-entry on NIO. All that being said, I decided not to chase it or take the 1150 break. I could have simply added on the 1150 break. But once you're beneath that floor, there's no more initial scalp. It is allow it to go 25 pennies and then take some out in that next quarter range. And then once it breaks the other quarter, I'm just getting out in front of $11. Now, admittedly, there wasn't as much resistance at 11 as I was anticipating. Each time we've really seen these go $1 top to bottom, you tend to see a bit of a bid at 11 even, but I'll take that every single day of the week on the setup. What could I have done better? We all know it. I could have also grabbed that short on the rollover, but because I was trying to make other trades, I'm going to miss it, and you can just add on a 50 break. There is something to be said, not just about averaging up, but not just about averaging down, which is getting more shares at worse prices as it goes against you. Sometimes you've actually got to get in more at a worse actual price, which can mean shorting at an even lower entry price. That's how this one could be better. But it's your trade of the day, NIO, lots of volatility across the entire EV sector, as always brought to you by Day Trade the World.